A Halfling Sonder, Sven's Story, by Illyria Valischin. Well, I could really use the help now. I'll give you a week no matter what, and then make my decision, Mr. Leatherthimble says, holding his hand out for agreement. Shaking his hand, Sven replies excitedly, "Thank you. I promise to work as hard as I can. Just tell me what you would like me to start with." He looks about the shop, feeling like things are now starting to change for him. That he might actually have a chance at what Cleo had suggested earlier. Mr. Leatherthimble points to the mess of furs on the floor. Those need to be stripped of the flesh and washed. Nodding with the simple instructions, Sven sets down his bag and walks over to the pile of furs, lifting them up and carrying them over to the washing tub in the corner of the building. He sets them down with a loud plop on the floor, before turning and completing this trip a few more times. Thinking back on the last few times he had helped his friend Kerp with this chore so they could run amok with Frit, he loads the machine with the same types of hides, then starts it up, turning his attention to the furs on the floor and the mess he has created. Giving a soft sigh, he sorts the rest of the hides into the proper types so as to wash them more efficiently. The whole process engulfs him as he works. An air of peace quiets his mind as he is lost in the work so much that he quite forgets that time is passing him by. It isn't long before Sven feels a heavy hand upon his shoulder and the gruff voice of Mr. Leatherthimble. "Sven, it's getting on, and we need rest before the next day's work. I expect you here an hour past sunrise and no later." "Yes, sir." Sven shakes his head in agreement, giving a slight stretch as he stands, his body happy to be moving about again. Gathering up his things, he heads to the door and waves goodbye to Mr. Leatherthimble. While walking on his way home, he recounts the day's events and how it feels like a dream of good fortune that has smiled upon him. Arriving at his quaint little home, he opens the door and heads straight for the kitchen, wanting to get some food into his very hungry and rumbly stomach. Looking about the room for something to eat, he decides to make himself a sandwich and head upstairs. Upon entering his room, he is quickly reminded about his earlier conversation with his mom. As he looks about, he can tell that she had worked hard in getting it all cleaned. Even his laundry had been finished. Giving an inward sigh, he thanks his mom for the work she had done, then goes about getting ready for bed, setting 3 alarm clocks to make sure that he will not miss the time to get up. Feeling the exhaustion now that he is relaxed, he lays down into his bed and gazes up to the ceiling, his mind reflecting once more how the day had started out on such a sour note, but had grown into something so wonderful. Thank you for listening to my story. If you liked it, please like and subscribe and hit that bell for notifications.